Okay, let's unpack this. We are diving headfirst into the topic that has completely dominated the global conversation.
Artificial intelligence.
Exactly. AI is shaping everything from, politics to productivity. We've taken a whole stack of sources, articles, cutting-edge research, internal notes, and our mission is to cut through all the noise.
Right.
We're extracting the essential knowledge so you can move beyond the hype and truly grasp what AI actually is, what it's doing right now, and what risks we absolutely must manage.
And this deep dive is really for you, the person who needs to get smart on this and fast. AI isn't some future concept anymore.
No, it's already here.
It's deeply interwoven into our daily lives, but the public understanding of its limits, its true power, and where the real vulnerabilities are, it's still catching up. Our goal today is to give you the facts.
So let's start with the basics. The term AI is thrown around so loosely it almost loses its meaning. So if we're talking about the powerful systems driving today's headlines, what is the fundamental thing that defines modern AI?
It's all about pattern recognition at scale. In plain English, AI is just highly sophisticated software that learns patterns from massive data sets.
So it's not using logic like a person does.
No, not at all. It uses statistics and correlations. And once those patterns are learned, whether it's recognizing a sequence of words, or a traffic jam, or a tiny irregularity in an X-ray, it uses that statistical knowledge to make a prediction.
Or generate some kind of output.
Exactly. It's basically a prediction machine.
Which means we can finally put that common misconception to rest. It's not an emotional robot plotting global dominance.
Right. It's just exceptionally good at math. It doesn't feel or think in the human sense. And focusing on the science fiction, it just distracts us from the very real and immediate challenges this new tool presents.
That brings us straight to the good news. If AI is a tool, let's talk about its superpowers. What can it do better or faster than any human?
Its core strength is managing sheer scale and speed. AI is uniquely good at handling immense volumes of information very quickly. Think scanning millions of medical images or legal documents or financial transactions all at once.
Things a human just couldn't do.
Right. It finds patterns and connections that we might miss simply because we don't have the time or, the cognitive bandwidth to sift through that much data. And it works 24/7. It doesn't need a coffee break.
That sounds less like a tool and more like the ultimate productivity engine.
Yeah.
So where are the sources showing AI is really moving the needle right now, making undeniable progress?
Healthcare support is probably the most impactful area today. Its ability to find subtle patterns in complex data is just transforming diagnostics.
How so?
Well, it can analyze patterns in X-rays, MRIs, pathology slides, and it's not just helping doctors. It's often spotting indicators of disease months earlier than a human specialist might.
That's huge. That's the difference between early detection and late-stage treatment. But I think for a lot of us, the immediate concern is machines making life or death calls.
And that's a crucial detail our sources really emphasize. The AI supports, but does not replace the physician.
So it's an assistant.
An incredible assistant, yeah.
Yeah.
It highlights potential issues, it provides a confidence level for its analysis, but the doctor always makes the final decision. It's called human in the loop, and that human oversight is mandatory in sensitive areas. It's about augmentation, not automation.
Okay, so beyond the hospital, where else is this pattern recognition creating efficiency?
Education is seeing a rapid transformation. AI can personalize the learning experience in ways a single teacher just can't manage for 30 students at once. It can analyze a student's mistakes, identify why they're struggling.
Like maybe they need a visual explanation or something.
Exactly. Or a historical context or a simple analogy.
Yeah.
And then it can instantly generate tailored practice problems. For the teachers, it just massively reduces the workload. It can summarize lectures, generate quizzes, freeing them up to focus on actual interaction and mentorship.
And most of us are using this technology without even realizing it. It's really embedded in our daily lives.
Oh, absolutely. It's in your pocket right now. Your Maps app isn't just showing you traffic. It's predicting traffic 3 intersections ahead based on weather, time of day, historical data.
Your streaming recommendations?
That's AI. Your bank flagging a fraudulent transaction. AI. Even the photo you just took on your phone uses AI to instantly adjust the lighting and reduce blur.
That power sounds incredible, but where incredible power goes, risk usually follows. Let's pivot now to the downsides, because the genie is definitely out of the bottle.
It is. And since we can't put it back, the focus has to be on using it responsibly. The first major downside, the double-edged sword, is bias and data quality.
Garbage in, garbage out.
It's the ultimate example of garbage in, garbage out. If AI learns from flawed, incomplete, or biased data, it will produce flawed, incomplete, and biased results.
And this isn't just about bad outcomes. This is about systemic inequality being mathematically reinforced, right?
Precisely. Let's take a hiring example. Imagine an industry has, for decades, predominantly hired men from 3 specific universities. An AI hiring tool is trained on the data of past successful employees.
Okay.
The AI doesn't develop a sexist or elitist opinion, but it learns the pattern that success correlates strongly with those demographic factors. The result is a system that automatically screens out equally qualified candidates who just don't fit that historical pattern.
So AI doesn't invent discrimination. It just holds a mirror up to our own historical flaws and then scales them up exponentially.
You hit the nail on the head. It's an issue of human input, not digital intent. The second elephant in the room is privacy risks. AI systems need vast amounts of data. Your clicks, your browsing behavior, your voice, your location.
And the danger isn't the AI itself.
No, the danger is that companies collect way too much of this sensitive information, or frankly, they just protect it poorly. That's why robust security and clear, enforceable rules are just non-negotiable.
Let's address the biggest fear for many workers: job disruption. People are terrified they're going to be replaced entirely.
It's understandable. AI will certainly change jobs, particularly those involving highly repetitive tasks. Data entry, simple customer support, basic reporting, those are ripe for automation, and that transition will be painful for a lot of people.
But the sources also suggest a shift, not a wipeout.
That's the key distinction. AI is also creating entirely new roles. We're already seeing a huge demand for specialists who act as a bridge between the tech and, human ethics or safety. We need AI auditors to check for bias, data quality specialists, safety testers.
System trainers.
System trainers, exactly. The challenge isn't whether jobs will exist, it's making sure people have pathways and training to move into these new roles. Otherwise, we face massive inequality.
And if the job market is changing fast, the information environment is changing even faster. That connects directly to misinformation and deepfakes.
This is maybe the most immediate danger to public trust. Generative AI lets anyone produce incredibly realistic, fake content images, voices, entire news stories, at a scale and speed we've never seen before.
Which is a tool for propaganda, scams.
Sophisticated scams that sound just like your family members calling, or political deepfakes designed to sow distrust right before an election.
So on a practical level, when the line between real and fake is blurring so fast, how do we defend ourselves?
The best defense is cognitive discipline. Always check the source. Compare information across several reliable outlets, and most importantly, be extremely cautious with any content that triggers a strong, fast emotion, anger, fear, intense excitement.
Why emotion?
Because scammers and manipulators rely on those emotional shortcuts. They bypass critical thought. If something seems too shocking or it's designed to confirm your deepest biases, you should assume it's suspect until it's verified.
And since AI is a tool, we're also seeing this escalating security arms race.
It's inevitable. Malicious actors use AI to write highly convincing phishing emails or to scan for network weaknesses faster than any human team could. On the flip side, defenders use AI to detect unusual activity and respond to threats much faster. It's an escalating challenge for both sides.
Finally, before we get to governance, there's the internal risk: over-reliance. The sources mentioned AI making us lazy.
This risk is insidious because it's so subtle. If you constantly rely on AI to summarize every document or write the first draft of every email, your own cognitive skills start to atrophy.
You get rusty.
You lose the ability to spot the AI's mistakes or synthesize information in a new way. AI should be a tool to augment your skills, not a crutch that replaces them.
That's a powerful warning. Let's move into how we manage this. Let's talk about the responsibility of the corporations and governments building these systems. What does responsible design even look like?
Responsible design is proactive. It starts with mandatory, rigorous testing for bias before a system is deployed. It means limiting data collection to only what's necessary and building in strong safeguards. But the foundation is transparency.
Even if the model itself is a black box.
Yes, even then. Companies have to provide useful signals. For example, they need to clearly state the model's confidence level in its output.
Is it 99% sure or 51% sure?
Exactly. And they must disclose what types of data influenced the decision and what factors drove the specific output you received. This is about building trust. A humble AI that admits its uncertainty is infinitely safer than a confident liar.
A humble AI is safer than a confident liar. That should be the new motto of the digital age. But beyond self-regulation, what about government regulation?
We need smart regulation. It has to focus on safety, transparency, and crucially, accountability. without being so rigid that it just freezes innovation. The challenge is that tech moves faster than law.
So what does accountability mean when the decision maker seems to be an algorithm?
It means the company that deployed the system is responsible.
Full stop.
Full stop.
Yeah.
People built, trained, and deployed that AI. Companies can't just deflect blame by saying, oh, the algorithm did it. If an AI system causes harm, there has to be a clear line of responsibility back to the human decision makers who put it into action.
And we can't wrap this up without talking about the environmental impact. Training these massive AI models takes enormous processing power.
That's right. The computational scale required for these large models translates directly into a significant carbon footprint. The digital world runs on electricity. Mitigation requires a commitment to more energy-efficient code, better hardware, and using cleaner energy sources. It's a fundamental sustainability challenge.
Okay, we've covered a huge amount of ground here. Let's distill this down into practical, actionable advice for you, the listener, interacting with AI at work or at home.
The single most important piece of advice is trust, but verify. Treat AI like a helpful, high-powered assistant, but never as an all-knowing judge. Always apply your own expertise. Second, be hyper-vigilant about what data you share.
And for students or professionals using these tools every day.
Use AI to practice and deepen your understanding, not to cut corners. If you use it to avoid wrestling with a difficult concept, you are creating a skill deficit that will absolutely backfire later. Use it to expand your capabilities, not outsource your brain.
Let's close the loop with a quick summary. Give us the highlights of the upside first.
The pros: unprecedented speed, efficiency, and scale. Vital, life-saving support for professionals like doctors. It dramatically improves accessibility through tools like speech-to-text, and it's great at spotting complex patterns that advance science.
And the unavoidable cons that demand our attention.
The cons include systemic bias from flawed data, significant privacy risks, the rapid spread of misinformation and deepfakes, large-scale job disruption, new security threats, the environmental impact of training, and the internal risk that we just become overly reliant on it.
We started this deep dive with the goal of moving past the hype and focusing on the facts. The need for critical, informed engagement with AI isn't a problem for the next generation. It is a present reality that defines our current era.
And that brings us to the final thought we want to leave you with. The trajectory of AI is not inevitable. It will either be a powerful partner that dramatically accelerates human capability, or it will become a major engine of societal risk. The outcome depends entirely on whether we commit to building strong rules, maintaining human responsibility, and teaching critical thinking. If we ignore the risks that are so clearly laid out in the data, we're playing with fire, and the consequences will be severe.